Welcome to chemistry classes. In this video, we have to discuss here extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore. Extraction of crude metal, or we have to say isolation of crude metal from concentrated ore. We learned different methods for concentration of ore in previous video. You can check previous video, then you have to watch this video. First watch first part, then you have to watch this video. Clear? So we already discussed concentration of ore, different methods to concentration of ore. Okay, after that, next step, extraction, or we have to say isolation of crude metal from its concentrated ore. Okay, for isolation of crude metal or extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore, there are two major steps. For extraction of crude metal, there are two major steps. Okay, first one, conversion of metal oxide. First step, concentrated ore we have to convert into metal oxide. Second step, we have to reduce metal oxide to metal. So these are the two major steps for extraction of crude metal. First one, we have to convert concentrated ore into metal oxide. Okay, convert into metal oxide. Second step, metal oxide convert into metal. Metal oxide convert into metal. That is reduction of metal oxide. Okay. We discussed there are two different methods to extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore: calcination and roasting. So we have to discuss here details about calcination and roasting. Here first one, calcination. Calcination means metal ore or concentrated ore heat very strongly and volatile material will be escape outside and metal oxide will be left. Okay, this method is called calcination. Calcination means here concentrated ore heat very strongly and volatile material will be escape outside and metal oxide left behind. Okay, example for this, look here, hematite, iron oxide heat very strongly. Here water molecule, it is volatile material, it will escape outside and we will obtain Fe2O3. Zinc carbonate on strong heating, here zinc carbonate on strong heating, it produces zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. It is volatile material, it will escape outside. Similarly, all metal carbonate on strong heating, it produces carbon dioxide and metal oxide. Carbon dioxide escape outside. Similarly, hydrated metal oxide on strong heating, water molecule will be escape outside and metal oxide left behind. Okay, this method is called calcination. Calcination is heating very strongly in absence of oxygen. But roasting, second method, roasting means heating very strongly in presence of oxygen, heating very strongly in presence of air or oxygen. Okay, so here concentrated ore will convert into metal oxide and impurities also convert into its oxide. Example, see here, zinc sulfide or zinc blend heat very strongly in presence of oxygen, it produce metal oxide and sulfur dioxide. Okay, zinc sulfide on strong heating, zinc oxide, sulfur dioxide. And another one, lead sulfide, PbS, lead sulfide on strong heating, lead oxide and sulfur dioxide. This method is called roasting. So calcination and roasting, these are the two methods to convert concentrated ore to metal oxide. Two steps or two methods to convert metal oxide: roasting and calcination. Calcination, heating very strongly in absence of oxygen. Roasting, heating very strongly in presence of oxygen. Okay, generally sulfide or roasting. Okay, roasting, sulfide or convert into metal oxide by this method, roasting. Okay, generally carbonate. Okay, carbonate or hydrated metal oxide convert into metal oxide by calcination. This method used to convert hydrated metal oxide or carbonate to convert it metal oxide. Okay. We discuss conversion of concentrated ore to metal oxide. Next step, we have to discuss here conversion of metal oxide to metal. Conversion of metal oxide to metal, that is reduction of metal oxide. Next step, we have to discuss here reduction of metal oxide. Here in reduction of metal oxide, we have to take metal oxide. Take metal oxide and heat very strongly in presence of reducing agent. Metal oxide mixed with suitable reducing agent and heat very strongly. Carbon monoxide, carbon and carbon monoxide help as reducing agent. Carbon or carbon monoxide used as reducing agent. So here we have to discuss second step. After conversion of metal oxide, next step, metal oxide convert into metal, that is reduction of metal oxide. In reduction of metal oxide mixed with suitable reducing agent. Suitable reducing agent. Carbon or carbon monoxide used as reducing agent and heat very strongly. We know there are different metal oxide. Different metal oxide need different reducing agent. Okay, zinc oxide, iron oxide, aluminum oxide, different metal oxide to convert metal, it need different reducing agent. Also, it need different temperature. Okay, here Ellingham diagram, it help us to predict which reducing agent we have to choose, which temperature we have to choose to convert metal oxide to metal. Okay, so here this step here, reduction of metal oxide to metal. To convert metal oxide to metal, we have to use suitable reducing agent. Also, we have to choose suitable temperature. Here Ellingham diagram help us to predict better reducing agent and better temperature to convert metal oxide to metal. Clear? Okay, next one we have to understand here Ellingham diagram. Ellingham diagram mean, I told you before, this is graphical representation of Gibbs free energy. It is graphical representation of Gibbs free energy. Okay, here graphical representation of Gibbs free energy mean here delta G plotted against temperature. In graph, delta G plotted in y-axis and temperature plotted in x-axis. This is the graphical representation. Also, this Ellingham diagram help us to predict better reducing agent and better temperature to convert metal oxide to metal. Okay, also here criteria for a chemical reaction, delta G must be negative. For a chemical reaction, delta G must be, delta G mean Gibbs free energy must be negative. Then only the chemical reaction spontaneous. Okay, for a spontaneous chemical reaction, delta G must be negative. Clear? Next one, see here Gibbs free energy equation, delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Delta G, it is Gibbs free energy change. Okay, delta H, change in enthalpy. Delta S, change in entropy, T temperature. So this is Gibbs free energy equation. Okay, here in Gibbs free energy equation, delta G positive for a chemical reaction, delta G positive mean chemical reaction will be non-spontaneous. Delta G negative mean chemical reaction will be spontaneous reaction, chemical reaction feasible. Okay, and delta G zero mean the chemical reaction is non-spontaneous chemical reaction. Chemical reaction delta G zero mean chemical reaction will be in equilibrium. Okay, delta G minus chemical reaction, spontaneous chemical reaction, delta G positive, non-spontaneous reaction, delta G zero, chemical reaction will be in equilibrium. Okay, consider a chemical reaction, metal reacted with oxygen form metal oxide. Okay, consider a chemical reaction here, metal reacted with oxygen form metal oxide, and here this is the Ellingham diagram for this chemical reaction. Here delta G against temperature, and here this line represent delta G equal to 0. Here this is delta G equal to 0, and here metal changed to metal oxide, and here this is the line for metal changed to metal oxide. Okay, so look here at this point here this is the point. At this point delta G equal to 0. Okay, and below this part, look here delta G will be negative. Here this part delta G will be minus, and this part delta G will be positive for this graphical representation. Clear? So here this A part delta G is negative, and this B part delta G will be positive, and this is the temperature at equilibrium. Clear? So here look here at part A in graphical representation, part A, here delta G is negative and chemical reaction will be spontaneous reaction. So this conversion of metal oxide to metal to metal oxide for this chemical reaction, metal to metal oxide, here delta G is negative this part. Okay, so we have to choose a temperature below this. Look here delta G is 0. Okay, so before this part delta G is negative and chemical reaction is spontaneous. Clear? So we have to choose a temperature below this temperature. Below this temperature we have to choose below this. Okay, why we have to choose a temperature below this? Because chemical reaction is spontaneous below this point. After this point delta G is positive. After this point delta G is positive. Okay, chemical reaction non-spontaneous, not feasible. So when you choose a temperature after this, here imagine here 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. At 500 temperature, at 500 Kelvin, here chemical reaction not feasible. Chemical reaction do not take place because delta G is positive at this temperature. So you have to choose 200, 300 or 400. Okay, better our convenient. We have to choose a temperature below this, not after this. So like this way Ellingham diagram helps us to choose a better temperature to convert a chemical reaction, to convert a reactant to product. Okay, so this is Ellingham diagram. Okay, see here another example for Ellingham diagram. See here these are different metal oxide, delta G against temperature. Here conversion of metal oxide to metal, silver oxide to silver and oxygen, magnesium oxide to magnesium and oxygen, zinc oxide to zinc and oxygen. These are the chemical reaction and their Ellingham diagram represented here. Okay, delta G against temperature. So see here to convert to convert silver, Ag2O, silver oxide to silver, their temperature, they need less temperature than magnesium oxide. And the third one here, zinc oxide, to convert zinc oxide to zinc, we have to give higher temperature. Using this graph, we can understand here T3 is greater than T2, T2 is greater than T1. To convert zinc oxide to zinc and oxygen, we have to give a higher temperature. So instead of using higher temperature, better we have to use a better reducing agent. Okay, so here to convert zinc oxide to zinc and oxygen, we have to use a lot of heat energy. So we have to spend a lot of fuels. So better not using temperature, better use a reducing agent. Okay, in presence of reducing agent, we can convert zinc oxide to zinc and carbon dioxide. Here carbon used as reducing agent. Clear? So this type of diagram help us to predict, choose temperature or reducing agent. So using this graph here to convert zinc oxide to zinc, not using temperature, better use a reducing agent. Clear? See this Ellinger diagram. See here delta G against temperature, and there are three different lines A, B, C. Here this line for carbon change to carbon monoxide, and B carbon change to carbon dioxide, and C carbon monoxide change to carbon dioxide. This is a Ellinger diagram for three different chemical reaction. Okay, before I am explaining about this, look here, this is Gibbs free energy equation. Okay, and here I told you before delta G minus for spontaneous reaction. Delta G minus for spontaneous reaction. Here to become delta G minus, we know this value must be higher. This delta S, T delta S higher and delta H lower. Then delta G become minus and chemical reaction will be spontaneous. Okay, based on this concept, we can explain these things. Clear? So I will come back to this. This is one Ellinger diagram for three different chemical reaction. Look here, consider this line. Consider first chemical reaction, carbon change to carbon monoxide. Carbon change to carbon monoxide. We know carbon reacted with half oxygen, then it formed carbon monoxide. Here, change in number of moles of gas. Delta Ng here represent change in number of moles of gas. Change in number of moles of gas mean number of moles of gas in product side minus number of moles of gas in reactant side. Look here, carbon monoxide, it is gaseous state, oxygen, it is gaseous state, carbon, it is solid state. So delta Ng mean here 1 minus half. Change in number of moles of gas, 1 minus half. 1 minus half mean half. So here during this chemical reaction, number of moles of gas increasing. Number of moles of gas increasing during this chemical reaction. During a chemical reaction, number of moles of gas, gaseous molecules increasing. Gaseous molecules increasing mean entropy increasing. So look here, entropy increases. So when you increase temperature, here entropy already increasing, again you increase temperature, what happened to delta G? Delta G become minus and the reaction will be spontaneous reaction. Clear? So this chemical reaction will be spontaneous chemical reaction. According to this graph, carbon change to carbon monoxide will be spontaneous reaction. How can you predict this? Here find this delta Ng. Number of moles of gas Delta Ng mean change in number of moles of gas. Number of moles of gas in product side minus number of moles of gas in reactant side. 1 minus half equal to half. Number of moles of gas produced more. Okay, so here entropy increasing. So with temperature, when you increase temperature, already entropy increasing, again we increase temperature, delta G will be minus and the chemical reaction will be spontaneous reaction. Clear? Okay, similarly look here at B. Here this is the graph for B. Here carbon changed to carbon dioxide. This line, this is B. Here carbon changed to carbon dioxide. Here carbon changed to carbon dioxide mean one carbon reacted with one oxygen formed carbon dioxide. Similarly we can find here change in number of moles of gas. Here carbon solid state, oxygen gaseous state, carbon dioxide gaseous state. So here change in number of moles of gas. Look here, this is gaseous state, here gaseous state, here solid state. So here one gaseous molecule, here also one gaseous molecule. So change in number of moles of gaseous molecule will be 0. So there is no change in entropy. Change in entropy constant. There is no change in entropy. Okay. So here change in entropy constant. So with temperature there will be there is no variation. There is no variation with the temperature. There is no variation for delta G. No variation, no change in delta G with temperature for this chemical reaction. Okay, so there is no any effect for temperature for this chemical reaction according to this graph. Clear? Similarly, look here, third one. This is third one, C. Here carbon monoxide changed to carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide changed to carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide reacted with the half molecules of oxygen, then it changed to carbon dioxide. Here change in number of moles of gas. Here carbon monoxide, it is gaseous state, oxygen gaseous state, carbon dioxide gaseous state. All are gaseous molecule. So change in number of moles of gas you can find product minus reactant. 1 minus 1.5. Here 1, here half. So 1.5. 1 minus 1.5, 0.0 minus 0.5. Here number of moles of gaseous molecule decreasing during the chemical reaction. During chemical reaction, number of moles of gaseous molecules decreasing. So what happened here? Entropy decreases. Entropy decreasing during this chemical reaction. So here entropy decreasing during this chemical reaction. So when you increase temperature, this value will be decreases. T delta S decreases. T delta S decreases here mean delta G will be positive for this chemical reaction. Delta G positive means this chemical reaction will be non-spontaneous chemical reaction. This chemical reaction will be non-spontaneous chemical reaction according to this graph. Okay, so this is Ellingham diagram. According to this graph, we can predict the chemical reaction is spontaneous, non-spontaneous or no variation. Clear? Okay, based on Ellingham diagram, here one question, here one graph is given. Okay, delta G against temperature, and here 3 reducing agents are given. These are the 3 reducing agents: carbon to carbon monoxide, carbon to carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide. And this line here, this line represents reduction of metal oxide. Here conversion of zinc oxide to zinc. This line represents conversion of zinc oxide to zinc. Here question is, which I told you here 3 reducing agent. Out of these 3 reducing agent, which reducing agent is better? Which one is better? Okay, that is the question. Okay, to choose better reducing agent, this is the criteria to choose better reducing agent from Ellingham diagram. We have to choose one reducing agent, one line, it must be below the metal oxide. This is the line for metal oxide. So the reducing agent, the line of reducing agent should be below this. So this one, all of these three are below. Okay, one with the above we cannot choose. The line must be below the metal oxide line. Clear? This is one criteria. Second criteria, we have to choose lower temperature. Look here, this is the line, and here this is reducing agent and this is metal oxide line. These two meet over here and this is the temperature. Second reducing agent and metal oxide line meet over here and this is the temperature T2. And similarly, metal oxide and third reducing agent or reducing agent for carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide, they meet over here. This is the temperature T3, T1, T2, T3. We know here when you go from this side, temperature increasing. So T1 is less than T2 is less than T3. I told you we have to choose a lower temperature. So T1 is lower. Also, third criteria, we have to choose delta G must be negative. Here this is delta G 0, one with the delta G below this we have to choose. Okay, one with below this line delta G 0, one should be we have to choose one line, it should be below this line, then only delta G minus means spontaneous reaction. So these are the three criteria to choose a better reducing agent. The line must be below the metal oxide line. Second one, we have to choose lower temperature. Third one, delta G minus. So here we have to choose this one. Look here, this is the lower temperature. T1 is the lower temperature. Also all of them are below metal oxide line. Also delta G must be negative. We know this part it is delta G minus, negative. So we have to choose carbon to carbon monoxide. This one satisfy all these conditions. Delta G minus, and this is below the metal oxide line. Also this is the lower temperature. So here coke, carbon to carbon monoxide, carbon mean coke. Coke is better reducing agent to convert zinc oxide to zinc and carbon dioxide. Clear? Thank you for watching this channel. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos. Thank you.